Hello everybody. This is a demonstration on how to make Croap. Now what is Croap? Croap is just basically soap that has been liquefied or partially liquefied. And today I'm going to use Williams mud soap to make a shaving Croap. Now in these two bowls, I'm going to do two different batches. These two bowls I have graded Williams mud. Now Williams mud is a pretty hard soap, so using one of the fine graders that you would do to like grate Parmesan cheese or something like that, you make real fine powder. Let's see if you can see that. Real fine. Some of the softer soaps, if you try to do this, it will be more difficult to grate it with that small grater. Sometimes you have to use a bigger grater. But this time I got away with it. And I have heated up to pretty much boiling 6 tablespoons of distilled water. Now I use distilled water because my water is very hard, so I don't want anything to interact with the soap that way. But very hot water. You can use very hot water out of the tap, but it's better. But the first part of it is you want to just liquefy your soap. So put water in there. Sometimes that's enough, sometimes it's not. I've never done Williams mud before. But that would be enough to soften it up under normal circumstances. Now, there I've heated up some more water. And I will put that into this one. And mix that up. I will suspect that I will probably have to add some more water later on, possibly. As you see, I just kind of mixed it up, soften it. You could then put that in a tub and you would have a Croap. Now, one of the mixtures I'm going to be adding glycerin. So essentially I'm making a super lather Croap. One of the mixtures I'm going to use vegetable glycerin out of the bottle. One of them I'm going to use a glycerin soap. And I had some leftover lilac glycerin soap. This soap cost about 99 cents to $1.20 per bar, and I grated it up. You do, when you're doing glycerin soap and you're grating it up, getting it like that, you definitely got to freeze it. Now if you're wanting to grate a soap, then sometimes, like I say, the softer soaps, you need to freeze it. Now I'm going to put this in there. Glycerin soap melts very easily. So I'm going to anybody comes through the door and they got to bark. I'm going to heat this up. I'll probably edit out the time frame, but I'm going to heat this up, and probably it's only take about 30 seconds. 30 seconds and it's done. Mix that up a little bit. Make sure. Put this in one of them. What I found with the scented glycerin soaps is they don't lend a whole lot of aroma to your soap later on. Mix this up. In the past, when I've made Croap, and the last ones I've made, I have whipped it with a hand mixer. And I don't know if I'm going to have to do that this time or not. I very well may need to. And if I do that, I'm definitely going to have to add a little bit more water. Because this stuff is definitely firming up. Yeah, I'm going to have to add some more water. Particularly on this one. I don't know about the other one, maybe. But really what you want to do is just get it all mixed up, mashed up, combined together. Yeah, it's going to call for some more water. So I've got another 90 milliliters, 6 tablespoons, that I'm going to heat up. Now, the one I didn't add the glycerin to is still pretty soft. As you can see. But I just take the spoon and I just mash it up against the side of the bowl. Now this is a bottle, it contains 118 milliliters and it's about half full. So this is about the same amount as a half a bar of this soap, which is what I used, the glycerin soap, which is 113 grams or milliliters. So I'm just going to add that all to this mixture. See what kind of consistency that is. When it dries and dries out, because you do want this stuff to cure a little bit, it could potentially have little bitty lumps. But, this stuff here, it's definitely hardening up to what you would want a croap to be anyway, as an end result. But we want to add some more things to this. So we're going to have to add some more water to loosen it up before we go on to the next step. We're going to put some water in there. I'm going to, again, put that. So essentially when you're using a glycerin soap, you basically need to double the amount of water that you would to make a regular croap when you're adding the glycerin soap to it. Now, if I mix this up too vigorously, it's just going to make soap. It's bubbly, bubbly. So I'm just going to gently mix it. And it firms up pretty quickly, you can see there. Now, there's another element. Coconut oil. This particular coconut oil is 100% natural. What they do is they extract the coconut oil from the coconut, and this one, I don't know how they do it, they extract the scent. No scent whatsoever. But and at room temperature, this coconut oil is solid. Most coconut oils are solid once they get to room temperature. But the coconut oil adds some richness and some slickness to your soap. So, but because coconut oil has a low temperature of melting, I'm going to heat this up. Now this jar is 277 milliliters. So I want to add about 50 milliliters or 50 grams approximately. And that's the thing, is making this stuff, you don't have to be exact. So I'm going to use about half of this jar, and I'm just going to eyeball it. Now, the coconut cocoa croap that I made before, I used the coconut oil that I got this from a health food store. With coconut oil you buy from just a regular old grocery store, it has a smell to it. You can smell the coconut. It smells wonderful. And a big thing with health conscious people now is using coconut oil in various foods that they eat and eating so much of it. A lot of people put the coconut oil in their coffee to flavor their coffee. But I'm going to mix this up. You can see, just the fact that this cup was hot is melting that coconut oil. Let's see how far it'll go. I don't think it would all the way melt it, but it'll come very close. Just raising the temperature of the coconut oil a few degrees, I think it will. I think just the temperature of this cup is going to do most of it for us. And what did I end up with? I've got I've got 100 milliliters, almost exactly. I eyeballed it pretty good. I'm going to heat this for a few seconds. Well, just right at 20 seconds. There's still a little bitty globs of it in there, but not many. So, I want to add about half of this to each one, and that's almost a half a cup, not quite. So I'm going to put about a quarter cup in there. And I want to put a quarter cup in there. See how that's, well, maybe you can't see, but it's kind of lumpy, a little runny. Now, this is the lilac. And you could work it up. I could take the blender and I could blend it and mix it. And what I found this last time is it really increased the volume. And maybe I don't want to do that this time. So I had to use more product. And this you may have to use more product because you're increasing the volume of the soap without really adding a whole lot more soap. Now, at this point, I could use this as is. Very mild smell. No, virtually no smell at all at this. I can't even smell the citronella type of smell from the Williams soap.